Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 1396. I think I didn't double check the number. It's Monday. I feel like it's a Monday, man. I'm tired. I'm blaming Ernie on my fatigue this morning. It seems like on the weekends, Ernie gets, he gets cabin fever. So we didn't take him to doggy daycare on Saturday. We were both home. And I feel like when he has 2 straight days, like Saturday, he's good. Like he needs the rest because Ernie goes to doggy daycare Monday through Friday every day. And then Saturday, it just depends on our schedule. If I'm doing a card show and my wife has showings, Ernie goes to doggy daycare on Saturday. But if one of us or both of us are home, Ernie stays home with us on Saturday and then, of course, on Sunday. And it's like he needs it. It's like he needs the rest. He needs 1 day of rest. That's all. Because by Friday night, he's just exhausted from playing all day, every day. And then he can kind of use that rest on Saturday. But then on Sunday, he's like, I'm ready to go. And you can tell, like Sunday afternoon, we've got to get him back to doggy daycare tomorrow because he's going ape shit. So that was the case. And it seems on weekends at night, he gets this second burst of energy at like midnight, and he like jumps on, like he'll lean back and put all his weight on me at midnight, and then he'll start digging. I don't know what he's digging for, but he's on me at midnight, and you know that I'm not a midnight person. Damn it, Ernie. So my wife, she's like, she knows how to handle midnight Ernie. I'm just like waking up and like, what is going on? So my wife knows midnight Ernie needs to get some zoomies out. So she's like, he needs to get his zoomies out. So she puts him down and he races around, and then he chews on his bone, and then he's usually pretty good. That wasn't the case last night. He got his zoomies out and comes back in, chews on his bone, and then comes back to bed, and then so I was up for a little while. I was up for a little while last night with Ernie, so he gets to go back to doggy daycare and play all day. And like he doesn't have like, he doesn't have like, I'm done playing. Like he just plays. I mean, he's a puppy. I guess but Biscuit wasn't like that. Biscuit played, and then she's like, I'm done. Ernie's like, I'm not done playing until I can't walk, and I'm just going to go pass out on the hardwood floor. So I'm a little tired. I wanted to sleep in. Like I was just going to like say, fuck it and do 8:30 on Monday morning today. And my alarm goes off at like 6:30. And I used to set my alarm for 5:30. And the reason that I set it for 6:30 now is because I'm usually working. Like I used to just like, it's 5, 6 o'clock. I'm done, eat dinner, and then I don't do any more work. Not for the most part. But now it's like I just keep chugging along. It's winter, which is good. Like it's good to do that, but I also get tired too. So I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to sleep in. Guess what? Ernie says no. Ernie's like, it's time to go potty. But he got his poop and pee in this morning, and I'm like, screw it. I'm not going back to bed. Here we are. Tired. I'm so tired. I was going to make coffee before my water. Like I could really use some coffee this morning. So mushroom coffee. So that was my night. Man, did I add a lot of cards to my eBay store this weekend. I decided that Sunday was going to be for the listings, and I'm devoting. So my plan was yesterday morning. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to devote the entire day to listing and getting, some of my spaces cleaned up. And here we are. So I did, I think about 2,000 new listings in my eBay store between Saturday and Sunday. A lot of stuff, and I still have a few more, maybe 100 to 200 cards that I can switch over that are already uploaded into Card Dealer Pro and switch those over. Put a bunch of random hodgepodge that I had already uploaded. Some Bowman Chrome U, some lots, some random singles that I found in my Goodwill pallet. I found more stuff in my Goodwill pallet last night. I still haven't found that box with like a row of 75 tops in it, and I haven't even looked. I assume they're all commons, but somewhere there's that box. I don't know where it's at, but so I went and there was a box of like all new football, like shiny stuff. There's a Patrick Mahomes color die cut. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to list this on eBay. Haven't listed it yet, but so some good stuff in that box. Filled up about half of another football quarter box that I'll have in Janesville this weekend. Found an 86 Topps traded bonds in Bo Jackson. Those both sold already. What else? There's a Marcus Allen rookie I haven't listed yet. Some other like good stuff in a random box. So still looking for that box of 75s, and there's a couple other boxes that I assume are just junk wax, but I assumed that about the modern box that I found last night. So could be some more good stuff, but I'm under the assumption now. I think there's still some stuff in the back seat that I haven't looked through. I know there's a box of junk wax. There's another box with modern stuff, but I don't think there's anything great in there. So I still got to pull that stuff out. I'll be in Janesville this Sunday, Janesville Card Show. I'll have all new quarter boxes, all three of my tables will be all new inventory. So come out and see me this Sunday, Janesville, Wisconsin, Holiday Inn Convention Center, just off Interstate 39. So I'll be set up at that show right inside the front door next Saturday, a week from this coming Saturday. I'll be walking around, and there's just kind of a random show pop up in Columbus, Wisconsin, which is not too far from where I'm at, maybe half an hour from my side of the town. So it's a small show. I think it's like 50 tables though. It's like a fundraiser for the city, I think. And tables were free. Like you didn't even have to rent a table. But I'm not partaking in setting up. I'm going to walk and hopefully find some deals in Columbus, Wisconsin, a week from Saturday, which is, I believe, the 15th, February 15th. So my eBay store loaded this weekend, 99centcards.com. Check it out. Buy 7 or more items at regular price. You'll save 25% off at checkout. And when I say I added about 2,000 items, that's like unique. Not like I added 100 cards with 100 cards in quantity. These are about 2,000 unique listings. So check it all out. I'll probably have to sub to that anchor store this month. So I will be anchoring up here in the near future. If not this month, most likely next month, I'll be getting that anchor store, which just gets me more free listings, gets you extra money in supplies. It's a nice perk to that subscription. You get $150 in supplies per quarter. So I'll probably be getting the anchor store. Since February is a short month, I don't know if I probably won't go through, depending on how much more I list here over the next couple weeks. I may not have to anchor up this month. Just all depends on how it works out. I was at 4. It depends on what I sell, basically. It depends on how much I sell and how much I list, which remains to be seen at this point on February 3rd. But if I sell a lot before they renew, maybe I won't need to get the anchor store. And I added about 2,000. I was at 477. So that's 1,500. And that's about the break-even point between, okay, how much are you paying per listing On the premium store, the difference is $240, 15 cents or 10 cents, whatever it is. You just do the math because it's actually the break-even point before you want to go. I mean, it's 60,000 before you start getting charged. But if you go 100 over and say it's 10 cents, that's $10. So you're paying your $60 plus $10, $70 is better than going to the Anchor store at 300. So depending on where I'm at, it's like, okay, if I have 1,000 listings, or 1,000 listings, it still would, if I'm 61,000, it still pays to just keep it rolling. And then once it's like, okay, it's March 20th and I'm already at 59,000. Okay, it's time to anchor up, time to go to the Anchor store. So what else is going on? That was basically my weekend. Listing. What else? I watched, what movie did I watched a movie. I did take a break yesterday afternoon and watched a movie. Oh, my wife had to run errands. And so I went upstairs. Ernie's easier to entertain upstairs than he is down here where he can get into a lot of trouble eating baseball cards. So I ended up turning a movie on. And what the hell movie was it? I think it was on Netflix. And I always have to Google movies on Netflix because especially I like suspense, thriller, horror movies, but a lot of them on Netflix are foreign. And I don't like foreign movies. I don't like subtitles and I don't like mouth dub. And it's ooh, this has got a great plot. And I'll turn it on and 1 minute in, it's like Godzilla. It's like, I can't do it. So this was an American film, and the hell was it called? Don't Move, I think is what it was called. Don't Move. It was good. It wasn't the typical type of movie that I normally watch. It were some gory scenes where I'm like, ooh. Came out 2024. There's no names in it that you've heard of, I assume. Kelsey Asbill, Finn Whitrock, Maury Treadwell, and Daniel Francis. There's not too many. It's kind of it's not a road movie. It's like basically takes place in the woods, which is good for a film budget. You only have to pay 4 actors. There might be more than that, but plot: Iris wakes up one morning and drives to a California state park unnoticed by her sleeping husband. She grieves for her young son Mateo, who died during a family hiking trip, and has taken Mateo's toy boat to a memorial she has built at the base of a tree. While contemplating suicide at a cliff's edge, Iris is interrupted by Richard. Richard encourages her not to jump and relays his own tragic past. Iris changes her mind and follows Richard back to their parked cars. There, he attacks her with a stun device, ties her wrists and ankles with zip ties, and places her in the back of his car. Iris frees her hands, and while attacking Richard, she discovered that he had earlier injected her with a paralyzing agent. She escapes into the thick forest, but the effects of the drug gradually incapacitate her. And so basically she's trying to escape, but she's essentially paralyzed. And as the movie goes on, she's starting to get movement back, and it just kind of follows this whole decent movie. It's one of those where it's it's not bad. It wasn't good, in my opinion. But I mean, it kept me fairly, I wouldn't say entertained, but fairly paying attention. A lot of times I'm 10 minutes into a movie, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to do something else. But this one was, it was okay. It was an okay movie. Don't Move. It's on Netflix. So that's what I did yesterday. Netflix and listing. Let's go to the chat. Victor's in the house. Good morning, Victor. Red Light's here. Good morning. David's in the house. Good morning. Kyle is here. What's happening? George here. What's up, George? Good morning. Gem City Card Show's in the house. Happy Soup or Bowl week. Super Bowl week is upon us. Chiefs, Eagles. Get those Mahomes. I talked yesterday. I listed the Mahomes lots. I listed a lot on Friday, I think. 5 cards, $10.50 free shipping, and it sold right away. I'm like, well, I'm just going to pull all my Mahomes and list them all. And if they don't sell in the next few weeks, I'll just get my 75 cents a pop from them from my customer. But if I can make, I think my net profit on these lots are $1.50 per card. So I'm making twice as much. So I listed, I think 8, and I think 3 or 4 have sold. So I had 2 or 3 sell yesterday. And I have a feeling that this week they'll move. I sold a Travis Kelce lot last night. So I'm going to try to get, I think I have some more Jalen Hurts. I've got a Jalen Hurts rookie that I'll get listed today or tomorrow this week. It's got to get listed before the Super Bowl. Where we at? Tiger 727. Good morning. Merle is here. Good morning. It's a snowy day in Minnesota. We've got rain. It's a rainy Monday in Madison, Wisconsin. John says you can play with your dog. You don't have to pay someone else to. Do you know how playing with Ernie would be a full-time job, would be more than a full-time job. It takes like 10 hours to wear this dog out. I don't have 10 hours to play with my dog. I've got a couple. I can play with him for a couple hours a day. Philly Joe, but that's not enough. A couple hours a day is not enough for Ernie. Philly Joe, good morning. John says reminds of people paying other people to open their cards for them. Dave Arnold, BPC in the house. James says 3 card shows Saturday and Sunday. A lot of damn people, fanny pack boys out in full force. Yeah, sounds like from everything I heard that card shows were packed. I know we had here in Wisconsin, we had Oak Creek on Saturday. We had Stevens Point on Saturday. We had Green Bay on Sunday. I think Bridgeview, which is down Chicago area, there was a show in Bridgeview. Within 2 hours of where I'm at, we had shows everywhere, and they were all busy. Mr. Archer, good morning. From what I heard, Gem City Card Show says, I love hearing the joy Ernie brings into Bo's life. Naps are a must with young things in your household. Yeah. Ernie does take naps, short naps, but he takes naps. What's up, that dude from Duryea? John says, new OMC merch coming Sundays for the listings. There you go. Kevin, good morning. I sold nearly 400 cards over the weekend, my best weekend in the last 2 years. I've been doing this. I had a buyer purchase 69 Travis Fryman cards. That's as an eBay seller, those are what dreams are made of. Like just selling bulk random. That's awesome. Love it. Love it. James says, list those Walker Jenkins. Travis Fryman's the liquidity. Where's Charlie at? The liquidity list is going to show Travis Fryman. Travis Fryman, number 8 on the liquidity list this week. Travis Fryman, of all people. List those Walker Jenkins. I think I've still got a couple Walker Jenkins first chromes. Orlando, good morning. John says, if you've listed 60 plus Travis Fryman cards, then you deserve an improbable payoff like that. John says, I will be south of Orlando in a few hours. The person, not the city. Which they're pretty close together. Well, in the grand scheme of America, I know in the scheme of Florida, Orlando, not that close. But for me, all the way in Wisconsin, I consider Orlando and Miami pretty close. Merle says, sounds like I need to dig through my junk wax to find those Frymans. There you go. Get your Frymans listed. Orlando says, you're going to Miami, John. Tracy, good morning. John's going way more south. What's way more south? Antarctica? Actually, one of my good friends went to Antarctica, just got back recently. He did an Arctic expedition, which sounds absolutely awful. But it is like summer there. When summer in Antarctica is like 10 degrees. But it's not like negative 50. So he went on this Antarctic expedition. So in high school, his family hosted one of our foreign exchange students who was from Argentina, which I think Rio de Janeiro is mentioned here. He decides last second that he's flying to Buenos Aires, and he's going to go see Hernan, who was our foreign exchange student in Argentina. And he gets there like it's going to be a surprise, like, hey, come pick me up at the airport. Hernan is not in Argentina. He's in Uruguay. So my buddy just hangs out in Argentina and gets on his flight wherever to Antarctica. And then he's going to meet up with him after that, because I think he was only there like for a day, like just a pop. So then he ends up spending like a week in Uruguay with that's number one sign that you don't have kids, right? You like, I'm just going to go to Argentina for an extra week. I'm just going to hang out with our foreign exchange student after my Antarctic expedition. He is a dink. He is a dual income, no kid, like we are in this household. Rio de Janeiro, Key West. Orlando says south of your birth city. Merle says Denver. Merle, get a map. Cuba, my birth city is Havana. Haiti. Mark says, good morning. John says, I've been to Rio de Janeiro. My nose is still recovering. Andy Mack says, good morning. I'm loving the eBay 3-pocket envelopes that I get with the store coupon. They're great for multi-card orders and save me money on semi-rigid holders. I need to get, I think when I do the Anchor store, so I need to use my, I need to get large, not like card bubble mailers. I get those from Supply Hut, but I'll use, on bubble mailers, I use less of the bigger ones that I can put magazines in. Because I do go through those quite often. Not often enough to buy in bulk, but to use my supply coupon, it's easy. But I think when I anchor up, the supply coupon I'll use towards those bubble mailers when needed, and the rigid envelopes for relics, jersey relics. John says, I know where you were born, buddy. Way east of there, but south of it as well. Well, shit. John's giving us all kinds of hints. Let's see. So south and east of Cuba. So I'm getting a map out. All right. So are you going to Central America? Or Cancun? Cancun is over in that area. Are you going to Belize City? I'm guessing Cancun, final answer. Kevin says, I had a massive box full of Detroit Tiger cards. I hated this box when I first came across it, but I crossed my fingers and listed nearly everything. I might be eBay's #1 seller for Detroit Tigers low-end cards. Very nice. Bradley says, good morning. Busy card show in Stevens Point. A few new dealers and found some good stuff. Excellent. Orlando says, John visiting the Gulf of America. Detroit Daskowitz. John says, congrats on the sale. Fryman cards would go right to my trade inboxes before I got turned on to TCDB by Cooter and Zach. No golf. Actually, we in the real ocean. Wow. So the ocean, not the, well, I guess that, like how far southeast? Or, oh, wait, southeast. Yeah, southeast. I don't know my direction. So southeast of, are you going to Jamaica, Mon? Are you going to Jamaica? You going to Haiti? Puerto Rico? Gonna go hang out with Sammy Sosa, Dominican Republic. I bought the Bo Jackson and Barry Bonds. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you. Listed them last night. Tiger727 says, Fryman was a favorite of mine. First baseball jersey I owned was Travis Fryman. Deep cut. Wow. Who knew there was a market for Travis Fryman? Kevin also found a Tony Clark gold medallion thunderclap card mixed in with all that stuff. Nice. Orlando says, great cards, Mikey. That dude says, I feel the same way about Netflix. Shitty straight to video is now straight to Netflix. Yeah, it is. It is. There's a lot of shitty straight to Netflix movies. Now, there's some really good ones. Or they're probably still shitty in the grand scheme, but I think they're good. Kevin says, I think it was a family member who bought the cards. The last name was Fryman. That's pretty cool. You know, it's funny. I sold a couple Darren Baker cards to his mom. Just shipped them out the other day. And I also, what's funny is usually you can tell, like, it doesn't take a lot of research to know if it's like a legit like family member, or like, especially if it's like close family relative, or if it's actually the player itself. And it depends. Like, you know, a rookie prospect from Bowman may not be living in like a mansion, but if it's a name, it's like, oh yeah, I could see them. I sold a wrestling magazine to a very famous professional wrestler. Now, in the wrestling, a lot of people like take on the personas of their favorite wrestlers. So it's like, okay, I sold somebody's pretending to be Jacob Fatu. It wasn't Jacob Fatu, by the way, but he's a wrestling card that's sitting next to me. So, and then you look up and it's like a random house in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's like, okay, this isn't Jacob Fatu. But it starts to match up. It's like, okay, that's where this wrestler is from. And then you can Google the home and get a Zillow. It's like, oh, okay, it's a $4 million home. I think this is the actual person. And I think I sold the ship to name was, or the eBay name or whatever it was Shane Bieber. And I'm like, but it wasn't a Shane Bieber card. I'm like, I wonder if Shane Bieber collects. And then when it, like, the address, the ship to address is like Shane something in like Maryland. And I looked up Shane Bieber. He's from like California or somewhere, plays for the Guardians, like has nothing to do with Maryland. So it's funny when you see sometimes it's pretty obvious. And I get almost daily, I'll sell something to like an obscure minor league card to like either the guy with the same name or it's some like random last name that, you know, is not common. So I always assume it's probably a family member, distant family member. GNC baseball cards. Good morning. John says, just because you watched a shitty movie, Bo, it doesn't mean we have to have cable read of the script. Well, tough shit. Tough shit, Mr. Wikipedia. Jody, good morning. I just found out some hacked my face. I don't know what that means. It doesn't sound good. Go Bird, says John. I'm rooting for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Cooter says, good morning. Lots of 401k value will disappear today. Let's see how eager folks are to buy sports cards over the next few weeks. It'll be interesting. But we're now getting into February. Tax returns will be coming back for those that enjoy that sort of thing. I don't like giving the government my money on a free loan. But some people like getting that check back in February, March, April. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting time. How will the things that are going on in the country today, how will it trickle down and affect sports cards? Jody says, Facebook account and people are Venmoing me money. Hey, that's not too bad. Take what you can get. Buy American is the opposite of watch my 401k grow. John says, I had kids, boys, and a puppy. I understand the challenges. Kyle says, throw Big Ernie and 91 Donruss, Rance Mullenix to gnaw on hourly. Cancel daycare, save money. Now I sign. No, because if you give him something to chew on, he's like, no, I'm supposed to chew this. He wants to chew on stuff he's not supposed to chew on. He doesn't want Rance Mullenix. He wants Patrick Mahomes. Zach says Travis Fryman, Phil Plantier, Reggie Sanders, John Burkett, and Ryan Klesko were in prominent spots when I unearthed my collection. Oh, yeah, those are some names. Stuke is here. Good morning. John says the Drake passage is no joke. Google that shit. Rio isn't in Argentina. Oh, that's Brazil, isn't it? Brazil, Argentina, Brazil. Same continent. I feel like I ran the numbers on the 3 pockets and they were still more expensive than cadavers and envelopes, even with the coupon. But I mean, you've got to use the coupon on something or you just lose it. So that's kind of what I don't take into account. It's an extra perk. It's an added bonus. And I realize they upcharge the shit out of their supplies with that coupon. But I need the store anyway. Now, do I need the anchor store? Maybe not, but I need the premium store. So the coupon I get every quarter for the premium store, I've got to use that coupon on something. Otherwise, it just goes away. So I'm going to use it. And the anchor store, I'm going to get the anchor store regardless of the coupon. It's a nice perk, but I'm not like, well, I get $150 a quarter, $600 a year in supplies, and I realize it's $200 worth of supplies. Dat dude from Duryea guessing Bahamas. John says Bahamas blows. Haiti. Dat dude from Duryea says agree, just guessing. Google East. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know South American countries, cities, South American cities, which country they're located in. And apparently I don't know the difference between East and West. It's early. I just woke up. I'm still tired. Grand Cayman, that dude from Duryea. Cooter says, no wonder we lose geography competitions. Aruba. Gem City Card Show says, great white sharks are in the Gulf. Therefore, the Gulf is the real ocean. That dude says, I'm only calling out places I went on cruises. Going back to the source of your PTSD by visiting Grenada. Sounds like Ernie is training Bo. Ain't that the truth? Is John gonna answer? Where are you going, John? Merle says, teach him to chew on cards. He will end up chewing up the good cards. John says Aruba also blows. I don't think have we apparently we haven't guessed the correct. But John says, what do you say? Southeast of Cuba. I mean, shit, that could be South Africa. That could be Antarctica. I am looking at a map correctly now. Southeast could also be Ghana or Nigeria or Angola or Namibia or Botswana, Zimbabwe. I'm guessing Jamaica. John is going to Jamaica. Where is John going? Can you just answer us? Just answer us. Johnny M is here. Good morning. I doubt the tariffs will hurt low-end card sales. They are pretty much economy-proof. Spam Likely says, time to move on now, LOL. Time to move on. That's all I had. That's all I had for today. I'm tired. I've got a lot of shipping to do. Oh, I did want to share my January results on eBay. Hit up my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more items, save 25% off at checkout. Nearly 2,000 new items added over the weekend. So check out what's newly added. I do have auctions ending tonight and tomorrow night. I'm not going to go live tomorrow night. I have a root canal tomorrow. So I'm probably not going to want to, I don't know. I've never had a root canal, so I don't know what I'll be in the mood for tomorrow night. But I'm just going to take the night off. I don't think I have great auctions ending anyway. So we'll just take the week off. Tomorrow night, no eBay auctions live, but there will be eBay auctions. Check it out, 99centcards.com. Had a great weekend in sales, which is added a ton of new listings, which there's a correlation there. And I didn't just add a bunch of shit. I added some good stuff, and the good stuff sold. So let's take a look at January. So my results are in. January sales definitely subpar. I want them to be higher, but building on 2024, I had a pretty good month. So based on comparing January to December, my net sales were down 42%. Down 42%. My quantity sold was down 25%. Auctions were way down. Was down 35% on auctions. Fixed price were down, but not so much. So, but that was to be expected. I didn't add much good inventory in January. I was gone, for a weekend, a long weekend. Wasn't really putting much attention to my eBay store in the month of January. So, I take full blame, and we all should take full blame on our eBay sales, whether they suck or they're awesome. We are the reason for that, whether they're great or they're shitty. What you're listing and how you're approaching your store is what's going to get you those numbers or the lack thereof. So month over month, it was terribly shitty. But if we compare it to the same month last year, I was up 33% net sales, which is a great number to be at. And if I extrapolate that out, so if I see 33% growth every month this year, I think I'll still fall short. I think I need to be at like 40% growth to hit the target that I want to hit, but I think I can do it. So let me see if 33% is not, it's going to be 40%. I'm going to have to hit 40% month over month. So that means February, I've got to do even better. I have a feeling I'm going to crush February. Let's just take a look 3 days into February, 02/01, 2025, 02/03, 2025. And let's compare it to same time period in 2024. Obviously, it's a super small sample size. So I'm 156% over last year's, the first couple days of February in 2024. That's the type of growth I need. So I need to keep that up. I need 150%, and we'll be close to getting my goal. I'm pretty sure I can hit my goal, but I need to really nose to the grindstone. I've got to be smart with what I list. I've got to list good stuff. I've got to list higher dollar stuff. And I can reach my goals, but I need to see 40% growth year over year over the entire course of 2025. 40% growth is very difficult. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get there. I'm already behind. But I saw 33% growth in January over last January. So that's a good start. And January was a shitty month for me. So that's kind of what gives me optimism for the rest of the year. Okay. I had a shitty January, but it was still 33% higher than last year. Dad Dude from Duryea says you will be fine in an hour. Good. I hope so. That's what I want to hear. Dan says, hey, what's up, Dan? Cooter says, drill, baby, drill your tooth. Low Roller Scratcher says top loaders are going up due to the Trump tariffs. John says, I sold some batteries to Dildo Gaggins. Where is old Dildo Gaggins? He was a one and done. Low Roller Scratcher wants to know, are you worried about Trump? Oh my God. Cooter says, unless you can eat your low-end sports cards, they are not economy proof. John says, I want to give you a timeout, but that comment was priceless. Orlando says, I'm an American citizen, been here since 1960. Orlando family members were persecuted by communists. John says, Orlando speaks better enlightened than you, LRS. You're the one that should be scared. Cooter can tell you where I'm headed. Merle says, here come the sex bots. So eBay sales, much better in January 2025 than 2024. So hit it up, see what's new. 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more items at regular price. You'll save 25% off at checkout. 99centcards.com. Cooter says, I can, but I'm enjoying this too much. All right. So I don't think I have anything else. I gotta clean this up. We got cleaners coming today, and I do more cleaning the day the cleaners come than it's pretty obvious because this place is a mess when the cleaners don't come. All right. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I need some coffee. I can't distinguish between East and West. I don't know which country Rio de Janeiro's in. It's time for some coffee. And I'm actually good at geography. I'm like, that's my best category on Jeopardy. Well, it tells you how much I know on Jeopardy. Let's see. All right. Like, subscribe, visit my eBay store, 99centcards.com. We'll do this again tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Central. Give me some time to sleep in. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.